Hi class, I hope you're all doing well. I know this semester's been kind of a roller coaster. This will be our final lecture for DS100, so congratulations on making it this far. I want to wrap things up by just briefly talking about design ethics and a few ideas from our last two readings from John Chris Jones and Clive Dilnot. These are two of my personal favorite design writings and have really influenced much of my own research since I first read them so many years ago. So I'd like to just talk about what these essays mean to me and why I chose them to end the class. So we've done a fair amount of research in this class. First, we took a look at various products, what needs they're fulfilling, who uses them, what waste they create. Then we looked at a number of places around the world to get a sense of some of the socio-political and cultural factors that influence design. Now we're looking at systems and how they shape and are shaped by these cultural influences. So the thread here linking all this research is the human element. And we've tried to guide you to an understanding of the fact that design changes people's lives. John Chris Jones says that the effect of designing is to initiate change in man-made things. And it's important to realize that this change might not necessarily be what you expect. This is a nonprofit some of you might have heard of. It's called Kids in Need of Desks. It's an American project that donates school desks to children in Malawi. This seems great, right? They're donating desks to kids who need them. But what happens when the desks start to break? Is there a system in place to repair them or dispose of them? Or do they just become trash piled up behind the schoolhouse? John Chris Jones says that designers must be able to predict the ultimate effects of their proposed design, as well as specifying the actions that are needed to bring these effects about. So the solution here in Malawi addresses a problem, but it might also cause one. This is undoubtedly a well-meaning project, but it's important to understand that with any project, no matter how well-meaning, there's always the possibility of unintended consequences. And responsibility for those consequences ultimately falls on the shoulders of its designers. Dilnot says that the ethical core of design lies in the reciprocity established in any act of making. So design is an exchange of sorts. The designer is giving a design to the user, but what's the designer getting in return? Dilnot is suggesting here that a big part of what makes a design ethical or not is the motivations of the designer. What are they hoping to get out of it? Is what matters to the designer the market value of a product that can be exploited for profit? Or is it the capacity of that design to improve people's lives? This is an important question, if for no other reason than the fact that we are, all of us, surrounded by design. I said in our very first class that we live in a world of our own design. From the systems we live under, to the products we use, to the walls around us. We live in an artificial world, and the motivations of the people creating that artifice often impact the ultimate effects of the design. So this is kind of a paradox, right? On the one hand, you have projects like Kids in Need of Desks that might have unintended negative consequences. But does that make it unethical if their motivations were pure? That's a tough question, and I don't know that there's a good answer for it. However, Dilnot does suggest that it's not possible for ethical design to come out of unethical motivations. So the best we can do as designers might be to work within these two guidelines. Begin by questioning the nature of our motivations. Do we have our own interests in the forefront or those of the user? And then do our best to predict the ultimate effects of our designs and specify the actions needed to bring about positive effects and avoid negative ones. So I want to leave you with one of my favorite quotes from any design writing. At the core of design is an ontological and anthropological act, making as the making of self, which is also a meditation on and a realization of being. As designers, the things you create, the reasons why you create, and the effects of what you create are all tied up in your relationships to other people. Hopefully, this class has begun to reveal this relationship to you, because as you continue toward your degrees or into your professional life, the decisions you make will affect other people. And it's important to realize that this relationship is reciprocal. If you design something that benefits other people, that will come back around and benefit you as well. I have very much enjoyed working with you all this semester. Hopefully, I will see you again someday soon. In the meantime, keep up the good work and let me know if there's anything I can do to help you along your way.